Hey YouTube, Tony here, and today I want to take a look at the Enlan EL-02D. This knife I purchased from gearbest.com. It runs about 27 bucks, and the D in this case stands for Damascus. Supposedly this is real Damascus. There's even a question on GearBest if it's real Damascus, and then support answers yes, it's real. I don't think so. I think this is actually an acid etching. If you look where these lines come up and inside the choil, there should be some more lines as this wraps around. If it was truly layered Damascus, it doesn't. The other thing you'll notice on this side, you can see where the steel, they've 8 CR13 MOV. And actually, you probably can't see in this, but it looks like the acid etching the acid Damascus etching kind of covers that up in spots. So it's like it's over the top of it. Most of the time you don't see Damascus in a stainless steel. There is some, but most of the time you don't see that. So I don't really think this is Damascus. I think it's just looks like Damascus. But anyhow, back to some of the things about the knife. Pretty long blade on this one. It's 3.75 inches, which legally I can't even carry this in my state. I can carry up to a 3.5 inch concealed, but I don't think that would stop me. But give you an idea what it looks like up next to the Skyline I normally show, which is a 3.1 inch blade. Bigger blade, bigger handle, and it's going to weigh more. Obviously, this knife, let's bust out the old scale and see. Yeah, 4.5 ounces. So it's a heavier knife, where like the Skyline comes in around 2.5. Open back pillar design. I do like these pillars. They're in more like a barrel, indented a little, which is a nice look. Nice touch, I think. If you look in there too, if I can get it, the liners on this one are actually skeletonized a little. I'm probably not going to show it. Let's try to get it open, see if you can see. Yeah, there you can see it. You know, which takes out a little bit of the weight, which is nice, and something you normally don't see on these cheaper Chinese knives. It is an axis lock, and one of the things I'm not a big fan of Enlan's axis locks, if you notice that axis lock is slotted, those can be aggressive at times on your fingers. If you're just using an everyday deal, no big deal, but if you're somebody like me that likes to play with their knives and flip them out and throw them back in, it will tear up your thumb after a while. So keep that in mind. The other thing, the action on this is not very good. You'll notice it kind of sticks. In closing it, you can get it, but and I've played with this a lot. I think the problem is it's this acid etching, which I'm calling it, is coating the blade inside. So if you were to take it apart and clean that up, use a little fine grit sandpaper and polish the pivot point up, I think you'd be fine. I think it would work great. It's got one Teflon and one bronze phosphorus washer in there. And I would do that. The problem is, if you notice, this knife has a proprietary pin. So you need a special tool or make one to take this knife apart, which I knew at the time when I ordered some of these Enlans that they were proprietary screws. So I ordered this, the tool that GearBest sells. But if you notice, this tool is different. Come to find out, Enlan has 2 different types of proprietary pivot screws. So I've decided I went ahead and ordered the right one for this from a different site. So when it comes in, I may take this apart just to see what it looks like on the pivot, and if in fact that is what's slowing up the action on this knife. I do like the knife overall. Ergonomically, it's great. I like this G10 handle scale. This is kind of what I refer to as like the peel and ply G10. It's a fairly aggressive, rough, not rough enough I think it's going to tear up your pants with the pocket clip, but it gives it a nice texture for a grip. I really like that. So I may turn around and order this in just the straight Enlan EL-02 knife and see if I like it and if the action's much better. Another thing with the pocket clip on this knife is it's a right-handed tip-up carry only, which is pretty common in these knives with the Axis lock and from China. So yeah, overall it's a nice knife, and I would like to see the plain version to see if it's something that I would carry every day. This particular knife I probably won't keep. And as far as you, should you get the EL-02D? I'm saying check around. If you really like the design, great, go for it. But at $27, you could get two Enlans for this. You could try two different Enlan models, and one of the plain models of these and a different model. So for me, I think you're better off getting two of the other versions than this Damascus one, unless you just really like the blade coloring from that design. So hope this helps, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.